Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about Train Dreams. This movie came out on Netflix. There's some showtimes in theaters, and I'm saying this now because I'm going to say this again. Please go watch this in theaters. This movie did not expect I did not expect anything from this movie. I didn't know much about this movie itself, just because I wanted to watch it because it was nominated for Best Picture. And I'm so happy that I did because I feel like it's definitely going to be under the radar for a lot of people, and I want to make sure like this movie gets enough attention for sure because this movie's only an hour and 42 minutes. It's on Netflix, PG-13, and what this is about, it's based off of an author, Dennis Johnson's um one of his novellas that he made or wrote, and I haven't read anything from him, but it's basically about this guy named Robert Grainer. He's a logger, basically just chopping down wood, and railroad worker who leads a life of unexpected depth and beauty in the rapidly changing America in the early 20th century. It's like 1917. So, but this is directed by Clint Bentley, written by Clint Bentley, Greg Tudor, don't know how to pronounce that name. And Dennis Johnson are part of it as well. The cast: Joel Edgerton, he plays Robert Grainer. Felicity Jones, he plays the wife to Joel Edgerton's character. William H. Macy's in this, and then Clifton Collins Jr. This cast is all over the place, but the main person is just Joel Edgerton, and I would say Felicity Jones as well. They're the ones who keep showing up throughout the movie. But Joel Edgerton in this movie, amazing, amazing, stunning. I've always loved him as an actor. I always think he definitely should be winning an Oscar sometime soon. I'm surprised he didn't get nominated for this one in particular too, especially for his performance. His performance alone in this movie definitely carries, but it's also I like to think just because of the fact that he's the only one pretty much in this movie. So, but he's capable of carrying a movie. But in this one in particular, he had to showcase a lot of emotions like love, loss, triumph as well. And he did such a great job in showcasing that throughout this whole entire movie. But the one thing about this movie, it's the cinematography of this movie. The way this movie looks, amazing. The way it utilizes nature to tell its story, and also its influence in its writing as well. I thought it was great. It was one of those movies where I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I got to see this in theaters. It was beautifully shot. Apparently, it was only shot for in 30 days too. I could not tell. It was something that I could not take my eyes off the screen at all, and the way that it utilizes a lot of its shots to portray certain like imageries. There are certain things where I saw where I was like, wow, that says a lot. And if a lot of things mirror one another from the very beginning to the very end as well. And throughout this whole thing, I like to say that the narrator of this did a great job. Usually, I'm not a big fan of narrators in movies or sometimes TV shows because sometimes they hit or miss for me. I'm like, like why is he a part of this? Why is it in here? But Will Patton, he did a great job. I was very entertained. I liked his voice. It definitely fit into the themes and like the timeline of this movie as well. So I think he did a great job in this. The quotes. There are two quotes that stood out to me in this movie. One was, "The world needs a hermit in the woods as much as a preacher in the pulpit." Joel Edgerton's character in this movie, he goes through a lot of I don't know how to say, basically a roller coaster of emotions, and he basically just wondering, trying to chase a feeling, trying to change or in trying to figure out his purpose on what he's trying to do in this world, right? Because you get a little glimpse of like his past and how he grows up to be a logger and a railroad worker, but it's not, it's mostly the journey that he goes through to find his purpose on this planet, and you basically get to see that, and you get to see him find his purpose again and again and again. And I'm kind of happy that they didn't talk about what that feeling, that moment that he felt, like that sense of purpose that he got, but it was instead it was showcased through the memories that he was making throughout his whole life. And I thought that quote in itself, saying like, because his life wasn't really loud or anything, nothing bad, nothing terrible that he did on purpose happened, but it was something that I would say on, I don't want to say on average most people go through, but I think it's just more so like the sense of like love and loss for sure. And feeling that through the character throughout this whole movie, you definitely got to see that portrayed so well by Joel Edgerton in this. And one thing and another thing I also enjoyed, it was like the end of the movie, because I think it nailed it so well, was, but on that spring day, as he misplaced all sense of up and down, he felt at last connected to it all. I think that quote alone definitely like seals what this movie was trying to tell the audience as a whole, and I thought that was great. Just because I just love the whole journey that he we got to experience with him, seeing the things that he loved, the things that he didn't enjoy, the loss that he experienced too. I definitely get to feel that, especially later down the movie as well. Especially this movie being less than 2 hours, it hits so fast, and it's also not a bad movie to watch because it just looks so stunning as well. There was one thing that I was just thinking about. I was like, I don't know if it's just because I think just because the movie, the way it looked, took I was more caught off guard by how amazing it looked that sometimes I felt like, wait, what am I watching again? And I had to like tell myself like, oh yeah, like this is what I'm watching. This is what I'm watching. I'm watching this again. But other than that, though, like I really have no issues with this movie, just because I see myself watching this movie again. It's one of those movies where it definitely grounds you back to reality, and trying to give you, especially towards those people who have that sense of like, what am I supposed to do, what's my purpose in this life, I got to find that feeling, that rush that that people always try to chase. And but this one really grounds you into saying like, no matter what, you're always going to have to find that feeling, but that feeling could be literally anything. It can't just be one thing. And the moment you find that, when you come to that realization, it's like, it's just what that quote said. He felt at last connected to it all, and I just purely enjoy this movie because of it. Guys, I'm telling you, please watch this movie. I don't think it's gonna win Best Oscar, in my opinion, but I could be shocked. Honestly, Best Cinematography, I could see that winning for sure, just because this movie was stunning to look at. But other than that, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you saw this movie. Let me know what you guys think. But overall, I'll see you guys next time.